Think about the greatest growth you ever experienced in your life. The moment you became stronger, wiser, more resilient, more focused. Now ask yourself, did that growth come from a season of comfort? Or did it come from a season of pain? The truth is, most people never give it very much thought. Your greatest breakthroughs are almost always connected to your deepest struggles. The question is not, will you face pain? The question is, what will you do with it when it comes? That is exactly what we're going to talk about today. Hello, my friends, and welcome to Living the Laws. I'm Larry Law Sr., and this is another edition of Wednesday Wisdom Live. Whether you're joining us live or catching the replay, I'm glad you're here. But before we dive in, I invite you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you never miss a live session. This is your midweek reset, a place where leaders like you come to recharge, refocus, and rise in your leadership journey. And as we get started, I would like for you to reflect on what kind of leader you're becoming. If you haven't taken a leadership assessment, please do so. It'll give you clarity. You will find a link in the description, and we'd like to invite you to join the Living the Laws leadership community. It is for those who are interested in living, leading, and leaving a legacy that will last. On today's video, we're going to dive into the law of pain. The law of pain comes from John Maxwell's 15 invaluable laws of growth. And the principle is this: good management of bad experiences lead to great growth. I'll say that again, slower. Good management of bad experiences leads to great growth. That law does not say pain is fun. It does not say you should enjoy suffering. It says that how you manage the painful moments in your life will determine how much you grow. John Maxwell put it this way: every problem introduces a person to himself. That is one of the most powerful statements I've ever read. Every moment introduces a person to himself or herself. Pain has a way of showing you things about yourself that comfort never will. It reveals your character. It tests your resilience. It exposes what you truly believe. And here's what I know to be true from my life experiences. People who learn to manage pain well are ones who grow the most. Here's 3 things everyone needs to understand about bad experiences. Number 1, everyone has them. Nobody gets a pass. Not the wealthy, not the talented, not the faithful, and not the well-connected. Maxwell says, some days you're the pigeon, some days you're the statue. Life is not going to treat you fairly just because you're a good person. Pain finds you. Number 2, nobody likes them. Not one person wakes up and says, I hope today brings me struggle, rejection, and loss. Pain is uncomfortable by design, but if you manage the experience well, you'll enjoy talking about it later. It becomes a great war story. Your pain today can become your testimonial tomorrow. And number 3, few people make bad experiences into positive experiences. This is where the separation happens. When tough times come, many people don't respond well. Some get bitter. Some, they quit. Some never recover. But the ones who grow, they would choose to fight, not flight. They face the experience, find the lesson, and make the change. Facing difficulties is unavoidable. Learning from them is optional. During my time in the military, I learned that pain was not the enemy. Poor preparation for pain was the enemy. My job in the tactical field was to deploy to remote locations to establish and maintain tactical satellite and microwave systems, and connecting our forces in the field back to headquarters. In my job, when communications break down, missions fail. And I will tell you, there were moments in the field where everything that could go wrong did go wrong. Equipment malfunctions, unfamiliar environments, logistical challenges, personnel issues, you name it. In high pressure situations where decisions had to be made fast. In those moments, you did not have time to complain. You had to assess, adapt, and execute. The Army taught me something that has always stayed with me. Pain is a signal, not a stop sign. A stop sign says it's over. A signal says pay attention. Something needs to change. In my current line of work with the nonprofit First Home Alliance, I've carried the same mindset. I tell you, there are families who come through our doors who are not in pain because they made terrible decisions. Many of them are in pain because life happened. A divorce, a job loss, a health crisis, a predatory loan, a moment when the floor fell out from underneath them. And what I've learned is this: the families who recover the fastest are not always the ones who has the most resources. They're not the ones who refuse to stay stuck. They refuse to stay stuck in their pain. They got honest about where they were. They accepted help. They made a plan, and they took the next right step. That is the law of pain in action. Your pain does not have to be period at the end of your story. It can be the comma, the pause, because your greatest chapter begins. So how do you actually do this? I would like to share with you 3 highlights I learned from John Maxwell's reading that I believe would change your life if you apply them. First, choose a positive life stance. You cannot control everything. You can't control everything that happens to you, but you can control your response. Here's how Maxwell frames his own thinking. Life is filled with good and bad. Some of it I can't control. That's life. But if I had a positive life stance, the good and the bad will become better. If I have a negative life stand, the good and bad will become worse. Therefore, I choose a positive life stance. Now, that is direction. It's a daily decision. Second, embrace creativity. There's a story about a farmer when his land kept flooding and the chickens kept drowning. He finally threw up his hand and told his wife, "I don't know what to do." His wife said, "Buy ducks." Now, that is creativity born from pain. When pain pushes you out of what is familiar, it pushes you towards what's possible. Third, now this is my favorite. Take responsibility of your life. This one is hard, but it is essential. People who overcome bad experiences stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What now?" Maxwell reminds us it is one of the short steps from "why me" to "woe is me." Taking responsibility does not mean the painful thing was your fault. It means you refuse to let it define your future. Here's a couple of practical ways to apply the law of pain in your life, starting today. Way number 1, name the pain instead of numbing it. Most of us are experts at avoiding pain. We stay busy, we scroll, we distract, we bury it. But buried pain does not always, it don't go away. It goes underground where it silently shapes your decisions, your relationships, your leadership. So what I want you to do is journal it. Just get a piece of paper, write it down, record it, document the painful experience you're currently managing. or the one that still has a hold on you? Name it. Write it down. Then ask yourself, what is this experience showing me? What is it showing me about myself? Remember, every problem introduces a person to themselves. Naming your pain is the first act of courage, and courage always precedes growth. Way number 2, find a lesson before you leave the moment. This is where most people miss it. They get through the painful experience and they want to move on way too fast as possible, just to get away. I understand that. I have been there. But if you leave without the lesson, you will come back to the same test. Try this. After a painful experience, ask yourself 4 questions. What happened? What did I feel? What did I learn? And what will I change? Those 4 questions transform pain into progress. Also ask yourself, what is the teaching? What is this teaching me? And what do I need to do differently? That discipline is what can turn your most painful moments into your most powerful lessons. So before you move on, find a lesson. Turn your pain into progress. Turn your pain into purpose. Mentor others in your journey. Make sure your story is not wasted. Your pain has a purpose. Let it produce something. So as we close today, I want to leave you with this. The law of pain is not a law that says life will be easy. It's a law that says life does not have to destroy you. Pain managed well becomes growth. Growth multiplied become legacy. And legacy built on foundation of real pain, real lesson, and real courage, that is what endures. Thank you for joining me for another edition of Wednesday Wisdom Live. I pray that this message gives you something to thinking about. Sometimes it takes a second reading, but when you think about it, also act on it. And hopefully it gives you something to carry with you for the rest of the week. If this message was of value to you, if it's of value to your leadership journey, please like, subscribe, and click on the notification so you will continue to follow us and we grow together. Be sure to click the link in the description and take the leadership assessment and join Living the Laws community. Until next time, keep growing, keep leading, and keep living the laws. I'm Larry Law Sr., reminding you to think before you move and make your next move your best move.